What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino, and glad to be with y'all, man. I feel like it's been a while. I don't remember the last time I jumped on with y'all, but it feels like it's been a while. But I'm glad to be here with y'all on this Friday night. I feel like we back into our normal little pocket of time. Anytime I jump on here, I got to mention something about the normal time, the erratic times that I get on there. But y'all know I try to normally do one every Friday, but when I'm busy, when I'm caught up, I don't always get a chance. But I try to make it up. But when I try to make it up, a lot of times it's at different times. So I might jump on here kind of late. Some of y'all be asleep. So just bear with me, man. I appreciate y'all who manage to find y'all way on here every time I'm on here. But I can't promise I can't promise no consistency in terms of the times. Do your big brother a favor, man. Y'all hit the like button as you enter the room and do that for your big brother. And as y'all see, this is open topic tonight. This is open topic tonight. So this is one of those moments where y'all can feel free to ask your big brother any questions or speak about what y'all want to speak about. And hopefully, if it's something that I'm familiar with, then I'll speak on it. Uh, so that's what it's going to be. Not no rocket science, nothing uh, too detailed or complex about it. We're just gonna do what we do. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't already, and we're gonna get it kicked off. We're not gonna waste no time. I already see Ben Dover. Ben Dover asked the question: Did you catch that versus battle? No, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet because at the time it was going on live, I was doing something else, and I didn't want to jump in the middle of it. And by the time I was done, I didn't have the energy to sit up and watch it. But I may check it out tonight just to get a feel for it. All of the reviews that I've heard about it have been good. They People have been saying the same thing that they say a lot of these versus battles, that it was a good celebration of the culture. Um, I heard a few comments. They were not negative comments about the groups. They were more so talking about the crowd. People were saying that they didn't feel like the crowd was as hyped and as into it as they felt like they should have. I haven't watched it in order to make that determination yet. But one thing that brought to my mind when I read that is that with these verses, because I did see that on a couple other ones that I had watched before, I think that they should start taking into consideration um, location, where they have them, man. And I know they do for the most part. Like when you saw uh, Dipset in the Locks, I think they made sure that was in New York. Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One, they made sure that was in New York. I don't think the R&B ones really matter as much. I don't think location is a big deal as much as on the R&B ones, even though they may still try to do them in bigger cities. But in rap is very geographically, it's important. The geography of it and the location of these things, because if you have two southern artists, and just say for example, you're not going to do that versus in New York. It just doesn't make sense. Even if you had two East Coast artists doing the verses, you're not going to do Dipset versus the Locks down here in Texas. It would be appreciated, but never as much as it's going to be appreciated in the region where those guys are from. So they did the verses last night in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. If it wasn't Atlanta, y'all correct me, but I think they did it in Atlanta. And a few people were saying that the energy wasn't right. They should have did it in Texas. Some people said they should have did it maybe in different spots, maybe a neutral spot, Louisiana or something like that. And I think that Atlanta is up on 8 Ball and MJG and UGK enough to where I can see why they made the determination to let it be in Atlanta. I can see that, but I do kind of feel like, you know, they could have did it in Texas. And people might say, well, man, it may have been more UGK biased if they did it in Texas, but I don't know. I really believe the love that 8 Ball and MJG got right here in the city of Houston. I think, you know, nobody's gonna be on some hating or withholding applause for 8 Ball and them. I think it'd have been great, man, if they would have done it out here. But I haven't watched it. I'll make my decision later. But I did see a few people saying that the crowd wasn't really, you know, into it. And I don't know. I don't know, man. It is what it is. I'm just glad it happened. And you know, I hope everybody enjoyed it, man. Let's see what we got, man. D Hemp Hill says, how you feel about having kids in this day and time? I'm 30 with none, and I might not have none. A lot of people have, you know, great trepidation about bringing a child into this world, meaning this type of world. When you see all the things that's going on in the world, and you see this maniac running in and kill all those children the other day, and it's, I think it's just a natural thought to come up where you say, oh man, if I don't have to bring a child into this madness, then maybe I shouldn't. You know, that's just, I think that's a natural thought. But also we have to think about the reasons why we are here in the first place. And you know, we are here to procreate and bring life into the world, and to understand that that life that we bring into the world could potentially be a life that affects change on a grand scale, just as many men and women throughout history have played that role. Meaning that the way the creator works is anytime the conditions of the people are so messed up, are so extreme, are so terrible, he always brings one into birth that comes about and changes those conditions. So we never know what's being carried in the womb of if it's a female asking this question, or we never know what's being carried in the womb of the woman that you chose to impregnate. So we cannot have the mindset of, man, I ain't bringing no child into this world, even though I understand the logic. I understand. It's just something that we got to naturally let that course run. You know, I wouldn't, if I'm you, I don't know if you're married or whatever, but I wouldn't just be like, well, I'm just going to avoid it. You know what I mean? That's you. But if it happens, make sure that you, your thought process is in order. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if you bring a life into the world, you want to make sure that the life you bring into the world is a productive life, is a life that will make the world a better place. You know, not like that worthless piece of life that carried that act out in Buffalo, and the one that carried that act out in Uvalde, Texas the other day. That's a waste of semen, waste of sperm, a waste of an egg, a waste of 9 months, a waste of labor pains, a waste of giving birth. It's a waste of baby milk. It's a waste of baby clothes, toys, waste of everything that this person did. So the proper thoughts have to go into even conception. And that's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talks about the science of mating and coming together with another individual to bring a life into the world is actually a science that should be executed. It's not just about, ooh, she fine. Ooh, I like the way he look. And y'all lay down, bust a fat one, and then 9 months later, y'all arguing and going to court, child support, and all this. So it's about a process of selection of the mate that you're looking at, to put them through a vetting process to say, is this a person that I view being compatible and having the right principles in their mind to conceive a child with, and vice versa. Whatever you're trying to produce, you have to look at that person to see if that person has the elements within them that are conducive to what you're trying to do in the child that you're trying to bring into this world. So it's a science. I know that was a long answer, man, but let me see. Retrograde. Praise be to the God, man. I appreciate that. Is that Daniel Rowland? Yes, I am releasing a new album. I had to put it on the back burner because I had a lot of stuff going on the last few months. The album, really, in my opinion, should be out already. But March and April, I was doing a lot of shows. I was traveling a lot. So I wasn't able to really sit down and bang the album out. But now I'm back on it. And I was working on some stuff last night, actually, man. Too real for both. Any word on the Cambada collab? The world needs that lyrical heat ASAP. Yeah, man. I got to reach out to my homie Kofi because I lost Cambada's number and I don't have his contact anymore. So I got to reach out to my homie who connected us in the first place. And if I get his number back, that's one of the things that's been on my mind the last month or so, to really bring this collab into fruition, because I know it's something that y'all want, and it's something that I want, man. Cambada is phenomenal. So that would be something I would want to say, well, man, I got a chance to actually work with that brother. It'll be an honor and a privilege, man. Let me see. What we got, man? It's open topic tonight, y'all. Billy Fly, what's up, my brother? Double salute to you, my homeboy. My legit homeboy, man. South Park, man. Billy say, what do you think about the way hip hop is headed with the feds and people like Whack 100? Well, I mean, hip hop was, in the words of our brother Wesley Muhammad, weaponized a long time ago. And it was done so as part of the depopulation agenda. It was done so as a part of the prison industrial complexes need to be fed by black bodies. So it's just a situation where the artists have to recognize that this is a war that's going on. And even when labels sign you, it's still behind the scenes. A lot of times they're looking at you as just some fly-by-night person that we're signing on for now. We're going to make money off this person for this particular year, 2 years, or 3 years run that we can get out of them, and basically set these artists up for failure, basically put them in positions to self-destruct, and basically take any of our individual ignorance that we do have. We got a lot of ignorance going on in our own minds, and they exploit that because they, like the devil offers you whatever it is that you want. He'll make sure that he feeds your vice. So whatever your vice is, he'll make sure that you have access to it. And when you have access to that vice, now, okay, you want to smoke? Oh, we got plenty of smoke. You want to drink? We got plenty of drink. Oh, you like women? Okay, we got that for you too. You like cars? You got, but never ever presenting you with the knowledge of, again, one of the sciences that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about. We just talked about the science of mating. Another science is the science of business. So we don't really understand business. Some of them get it, but we don't understand business. Or if we do understand it, we kind of want to be signed so bad that we just come in and sign over everything to them. So even if we have a decent enough business mind, we have relinquished a lot of our assets in terms of name, image, and likeness, merch, all these different things, masters, all these different things. we've given it to the label before we even get a chance. So hip hop is not in a good place in terms of the knowledge and the understanding that the artists should have, especially these young artists, to protect themselves from being murdered and still participating in a lot of street activity and running your mouth to people like Vlad and all these different clowns who are total agents. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's about knowing when to shut up, knowing when to just observe, and knowing when to move the hell around, you know, and standing firm on what it is you are trying to build, because the things that you give up on the front end will come back to haunt you on the back end, because you give it so much of yourself, like, man, and you generate so much money. Some of these young people generate so much bread that it's crushing when you look at it like, man, I have generated all this money, but 80-90% of it is going to somebody else. And my family is not in a position of generational wealth. Y'all hit the like button, man. We doing open topic tonight. So any questions y'all got, man, feel free. Feel free. I'll try to get to wherever I see. It ain't moving too fast tonight, so I should be able to get to y'all, man. Common sense. Does anyone know or believe in color visualization, astral and whatnot type of stuff? Nah, you got to explain that to us. I don't think we up on that, but I'll speak for myself. Leon de Jesus, much love to you, man. Long as you listening. Sometimes it ain't about the numbers, man. It's about the energy and about the how lively the conversation is, you know. So yeah, we love to have 30 or 40,000 in here, but you know the reality is we can't neglect who's here because we worry about who's not. So I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you for being here. Jordan, is that Cairns? What about how everything we see is created by our brain? I mean, yeah, the mind is the foundation of every creation. It's just how it is. In order for a thing to be, it has to be visualized. It has to be formulated in the mind. So any invention, any building, any structure, any idea that becomes tangible at any point in life, it all starts in the mind. So that's how the creator created it. It had to be done that way. So he gives us the power to conceive something and conceive a thought and bring that thought into reality by our work, by our acting on the thought, acting on the idea. See, if the idea, you just get the idea and then just say, yeah, we do it all the time. We say, man, it would be cool if they had like a such and such thing that could do, and then you go, yeah, that would be cool. And then you don't move on it. See? But the simplest things, you know, or the things we view to be simple, man. I mean, somebody just moved on the thought. Dollar bill. I need to hit you up, dollar bill, because it's a beat that you sent me. I don't know if I let the thing expire on me or what, but I'll hit you up. Lavish Logos. When is the next album coming? Let's see, May, June, July. Let's say August. I keep pushing it back. Let's go with August. We're gonna go with August for 500, Alex. We'll say the new album will be done by August. I got like 60 beats. Hellraiser says, K, do you believe what you seek is seeking you? You know, I've been hearing that a lot lately. Well, if I understand your question right, it kind of brings me into the mindset of when people say, well, maybe not exactly, but there's a saying that goes, you attract what you are. And I don't really believe that. You know, people say, man, you attract what you are. So you may have somebody that's in a relationship. They may be in a relationship with a person who, you know, ain't about nothing, man. And then, but the person is a good person. And then you say, well, you attract what you are. No, that's not true. This is a good woman. She had her heart's in the right place. She has good intentions. And then she just linked up with this guy who just did her bad and treated her like trash. That's not who she is. She just she made a poor choice, or she was deceived. He presented himself as one thing, but really he was something else, and vice versa. But just to your question, you say, do you believe that what you seek is seeking you? I mean, in some categories, yeah, but not all categories. Just say, for example, you say, well, man, I just want to meet a good woman who appreciates me and loves me for me, and we can build something together, man. And that, okay, now you're seeking that. That's a desire that you have. You want that. Of course, there's a woman out there that's thinking the same thing. Y'all on the same page. Y'all don't even know each other. So she's seeking that too. May not know it's going to be you, but she's seeking that from somebody. And in rare occasions, the two come together. Then you can say, well, man, this is the person I've been looking for all my life. And she say, yeah, I've been looking for you. We're soulmates. We were meant to be. The universe brought us together. You know, you hear all that, but a lot of things that we're seeking, it's not even for us. We shouldn't even be seeking it. See? So I think it's situational, you know, because you have, when you're talking about people, a person has the mind and the ability to process thought in order to say, well, yeah, I want something like that. I may be trying to gravitate towards that. I may be trying to call that into my reality. But if you're talking about an inanimate object, or, you know, man, I'm seeking $1 million. Well, if it's $1 million sitting up somewhere, it doesn't have a brain or a mind to say, yeah, I'm seeking you too. If that's what you're seeking, you bring that to yourself through a course of action, through work. So I think it just depends on what we're talking about. Bugatti says, get the idea and then we pray for it. Yep, you forgot the third step. You get the idea, you pray for it, then you move on it. Faith without works is dead. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Marvelous Content says, will you be releasing another book anytime soon? I don't really have any plans on putting out another book. The 2 books I released were just mainly based on the 2 principles, the 2 ideas that I had kind of sitting in my head for a while, and I got those out. I don't really have any more ideas in terms of a book right now. That's not to say something can't come at some point in time, but I hope you enjoyed the first 2. JR says, K-Rino, do you believe in ghosts? Man, where is that post at again? Do you believe in ghosts and aliens? Okay, I knew there's another part to it. Well, no, I don't believe in ghosts or aliens, for that matter, in the sense, in the definition that we have been accustomed to believing what an alien is and what a ghost is, and I don't believe in that. That's not to say I haven't had some weird supernatural experiences that I would love somebody to give me some understanding on, because I've seen some stuff that like made me like, what, you know, some weird stuff. If I told y'all might think that I'm kind of thrown off, but no, I don't believe in ghosts, because to believe in ghosts would basically say that you believe that after this physical life ends, then there is a spiritual being inside of you that still roams around, still that doesn't go wherever they say it's supposed to go, and it remains wherever it remains. And I just don't believe that. I believe that God gave us one life, and he gave us a vessel that he designed to last a very long time. Just our activities and our actions have caused the life expectancy to dwindle down so far that we think that 75 and 80 years old is old, when people used to live to be 5, 6, 7, 800, 900 years old at a time in history. And so when you have that potential to live that long, you have no need to still be lingering around here as a ghost. That essence that is in you, that does exist in us, that spirit that does exist in us, returns back to its originator, returns back to the giver of that spirit, returns back to the creator. He breathed that life into the vessel. And then, of course, when the vessel passes away, that's it. You see all these different images of what people believe to be ghosts, and people will say, I saw a ghost. What was it? It was a little girl coming up the stairs. So it's a little girl, right? Okay. Describe her. Well, she had on a white dress and some little black like shoes, like she was getting ready to go to church. So she had on ghost clothes. She had on spiritual clothes too. The clothes were ghostly. And that's interesting. Had on ghost socks. That's interesting. The ghost had hair. Had ghost hair. You know, so it's like these are things that were created, like, you know, just for TV and for just storytelling and those types of images. This is not something that is logical, scientifically logical, to think that this being, well, I saw an old man, it was a ghost. He was standing in the field. He had a hatchet. He had a ghost hatchet. The hatchet was even a ghost. Why are you scared of the hatchet? It's a spirit hatchet. He's swinging. It's gonna go right through you. So why are you scared? I mean, just to me, that's ridiculous. You know, now as far as aliens, it's basically the same thing. You know, this concept of beings from other planets that visit Earth in what they call unidentified flying objects, and they're little green men or little gray colored men. They come down and whatever it is that they do, you know, these concepts were constructed, in my opinion. They were constructed. And part of me feels that they were constructed to take the focus off the real crafts that are flying, that are hovering above us, because I do believe in those crafts. But ain't no green men in them. See? So that is the whole thing. I think a lot of things that are told us to deflect us, but the government knows the true story about what they refer to as UFOs. But if it was understood and revealed who was really the occupants and the controllers of those so-called UFOs, then that would turn the world upside down. So we got to paint this image of little green men and all this type of stuff, but that's not the case. The FBI files exist in government, but they don't open them up and release them, because what's in them will shake up the world. Let's see what we got. Common sense, how colors are vibrations, and all molecules in existence exist in a wavelength form. Quantum physics observe. Okay, I mean, yeah, I understand all this. See, the thing is, it's like all of the things that we may view, or some of the things that we may view as being abstract, or they actually have concrete properties to them, like sound, for example. They say, well, you say sound, you just go, ah, and you say, well, that's just a sound. It's something you can't see, but sound can be detected. It can be measured. Thought can be measured. Thought waves and brain waves and all these different things. So I get that to a degree, and I don't know about the colors and vibrations and all that, but I kind of understand what you're saying. All molecules having a wavelength, just the slightest little thing, the unseen molecules, all of these things have weight. They can be measured in weight. We can't do it, but it can be done. So I guess I kind of see where you're going with it, but that's a deep conversation. How you consider a solution to give hope for the future of the coming generation to have a realistic perspective in these end times, which is prophesied. Well, I mean, the solution is rooted in God, Brother Khalil. We gotta be connected to the Creator, man. In this day and age, because of what you said, all of the end time activity that we are walking in the pages of these scriptures. We are walking in the revelations, and we're seeing all this madness happen. Things that we've always seen, but we have not seen them at this rate. Yeah, we've seen a mass shooting, yeah, but everything's picking up. We've seen little pandemics get tossed out there, but not like it's been the last few years. We've seen government experiments on the people and things of that nature, but not like it's now. We've seen the deception, but not like it is now. Everything is ramped up and on a higher level, on a higher scale. So we got to be more connected to the Creator. And if we fall for what this world is presenting to us, in a world that will create the problem and then try to hand you the solution, then we steady falling for the same. We going in this revolving door, falling for the same BS that put us in a bad situation in the first place. See? So the future generations are only going to be as good as we are in doing our duty and our job of educating ourselves and then educating them on who the real enemy is, and removing ourselves as far away from that enemy, and not continuing to think that, oh, this is good old America. They're gonna fix it and get it right. They're gonna fix it and get it right. This is good old America. They're not gonna leave us hanging. Yes, they are gonna leave you hanging, because they the one brought the rope. Mean Boy, do you have any advice on how to help a family member get away from meth? Well, the thing is with that, Mean Boy, is that unfortunately, it's only so much help you can give a person, before it reaches the point where they have to truly, honestly want to help themselves. And, I don't know the degree of the situation. I don't know the nature of y'all's relationship, but all you can do is say, hey, man, you need to get it together. It ain't no steps. It's one step, man. You need to just stop. You need to get it together. And if they don't start the process of getting it together and removing themselves, removing that drug from their life, then guess what? You remove yourself from their life. And I know that may sound kind of rough, kind of harsh, but it don't matter who it is, because they made a decision at some point that they had to know was a potentially life-changing decision in the wrong way, a detrimental, potential deadly situation. They made a choice as an adult to try this drug. So now it's not fair to the people around them that they have to now be brought down by your addiction. I can't allow myself to be brought down by your addiction. Now, as a loved one, yeah, I'm gonna try to help you. I'm gonna make those efforts to try to get you right, but those efforts are only limited. It's only a few. It's only only a few swings. I'm only take a few swings, and if I strike out, strike one, strike two, strike three, I'm out. See, because again, nobody told you to start doing that drug. And like I say, this sounds kind of like, oh man, that ain't right. No, you're not leaving. You're going to try. But it's only so far you can go, because do you have children? Do you have a family that you got to support? Do you have problems in your own life that you got to try to work through and all that? It's like, man, I can't let you impose your continued ignorance on me after I try to help you. I'm gonna try to help you, but when I see you don't want to help yourself, man, so that's the key. You let them know, hey man, look, do you want to do this? Do you want to be like this the rest of your life? That's what I'd ask them. This what you want? Is this what you envisioned for yourself years ago? But one thing about a dope fiend, bro, and your family member is a dope fiend, and they got to understand that. One thing about a dope fiend, a lot of times they lose the sense of perception. In other words, they don't perceive themselves being any different. It's me, baby. Like they still think that they the same as they was, and they the only ones that don't see it. And you look at them like, man, that's sad. Man, you a dope fiend, bro. You a meth head. This what you want for yourself? If they got children, this how you want your children to see you, bro? That tough love, man, you got to give it to them raw. You got to give it to them straight. If that don't get them right and make them want to say, man, you right. Dude, look in the mirror. Look at yourself, bro. Look at you. You don't want to do right? I'm gone. I'm out, man. Open topic, man. Yeah. Let's do it, Dollar Bill. Let's do it. What's the night? I got a show tomorrow. Let's do it Sunday. Let's do the Zoom meeting Sunday. We'll do it Sunday. Remind me. Eric Bluss says, get your life together and a woman will be there to hijack it. Well, again, depends on the one. See, we make a mistake a lot of times. We will blame people for doing things to us, right? But the people that we are blaming are people that we chose to be in our life. No woman walked up to you and said, you finna be in a relationship with me. Okay. Most likely, you were somewhere, you saw, you liked the way she looked, you checked out, y'all checked each other out, and it clicked. But you made the choice, bro. And I guarantee you, whatever the end result was in terms of whenever it went bad, whenever it just got to the point where you was like, man, it's over. This has been one of the worst experiences of my life in terms of relationships. Whenever it got to that point, I promise you that prior to that, there were many red flag moments that you had with that woman where you were basically being shown the signs that, all right, you better get out. You saw that? You saw how she reacted to that? Man, the dog peed on the carpet And she lost her mind. She went crazy. She flipped the TV over and just ran out the parking lot and started screaming. And they're like, whoa, that's kind of an overreaction for just something that simple, but you stayed with her. See, so it's always moments where you can look where you could have got out, or we could have got out and just didn't. So we'll place blame on the very person that we selected instead of saying, that's on me. Knew I shouldn't have did it. Knew I shouldn't have did it. Because women ain't the only gender that will hijack a person's life. I've known guys personally. I've had friends, acquaintances that target women that have things going on. She got a nice job. She got her own place. She got a car. And they lay in the cut and say, let me play on her vulnerability. Let me play on her insecurity and benefit off of her resources. So it goes both ways, bro. It goes both ways. I got you, Horseman. I got you. I'm going to check my email when I jump off. See where we at. Memphis Mix. I didn't watch the verses. That was the first question somebody asked me. If you scroll back to the beginning, you'll hear my take on that. What is your own favorite song of yours? I don't even know. Triple Snipper. I don't even know, man. Couldn't even tell you my favorite song of mine. Couldn't even tell you, man. It's like asking somebody what's their favorite child. I didn't feel like she was there to hurt or scam me. It started to hit. Oh, I don't even know what y'all talking about. I guess I came in the middle of this conversation. Helping Hands Animal Rescue and Rehabilitation. What's up, Corinne? In this society, though, it's hard to weed out the fake from the real. You're right. It's all about trust. But it's really not that hard to weed out the fake from the real. You just have to have patience. See, what happens is a lot of times, many of us will make the mistake of falling for the presentation, falling for the facade in the beginning, because we all know in the relationship world and in the meetup, in the connection world, that first part, everybody puts on their best face. Everybody says all the right things, and he opening the door for you. Y'all go to the restaurant. He like, oh, you kind of cold? Hold on. Take my jacket. Here, wear my jacket. And he's like, oh, this is really a nice guy. What? No, babe, put your money up, baby. I got that. Everybody does and says all of the right things in the beginning, but we have to have patience to let time pass and get past that part of the game, to where when you fall into the comfort zone, to where, okay, well, now it's been about 3 months, we kind of comfortable with each other, and now the real person starts to show themselves. And when the real person starts to show themselves, like I was telling Brother Eric, it's like you start to see little stuff. I don't really like the way he talked to that waiter just now. That wouldn't call for. Man, you start peeping little things. You start seeing little character traits that you have to look for, and then you start to log those things in your mind. We just can't move too fast. And I think that's a mistake a lot of us make. We move too fast when we like somebody. Man, oh girl, boy, this might be the one. Boy, she do everything right, man. She can cook. This might be the one. And then you lock yourself in with it, and she crazy as a Bessie bug. You laying there like homeboy Misery with them little blocks on his ankle. So we just gotta be patient. We got to be patient, because one thing about real and fake, neither one is able to withhold itself. See, real gonna be real straight on through. Real is just what it is. It's gonna be real straight on through. Beginning, middle, end. But the fake is a process. The fake got to present itself in a certain way, but trust me, it can't hold itself down. It got to come out. Whatever you are, it's gonna come out. Whatever they are, it's gonna come out. And the way it comes out, a lot of times, the way that you actually get to see it is when you disagree with something that they say or want to do as it relates to you, or even just a philosophy on life or ideology, and you might respectfully just say, yeah, I hear you, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that blah blah blah. Then their reaction might be something that kind of makes you go, oh, wait a minute. Because you say you disagree with me, I'm going to be like, okay, well, I mean, I understand. You got a right to disagree. We're gonna either keep talking about it respectfully, or we're going to move on to something else. But if they get too adamant about it, if they start getting over the top, you start to see them get a little irritated and agitated, all because you just didn't see eye to eye on a particular thing. Or you didn't want to eat at this restaurant that night, or you didn't feel like going out tonight. Let's just stay, and they start, just be patient. You'll see people for who they are. Just can't move too fast. See? And if the person is really rocking with you, if they really like you, they're going to be patient with you. They're doing the same thing with you. They just waiting. They're going to see. Let me see if she flip out. You done met this guy, you like him, y'all went out a couple of times, but then the night y'all supposed to go out again, something legitimately comes up in your life where you have to call and cancel. Hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it tonight. And he flip out. Man, I done got these reservations. You got me, you said 8 o'clock and that. Whoa. They gonna show themselves. You'll see it. You'll see it. Open topic tonight, y'all. Dating in 2022 is a freak show. Well, it can be. But again, I'm going to speak this word again. Patience and being very careful in the initial selection process. It's all about the selection process. And it's all about what you're looking for. See, because one thing we have to also do, we got to be real with ourselves. Like I was just telling the other guy a minute ago, it's like we put the blame always on the other person. And the other person may be a low down, rotten, or they may not be as bad. They just may have some ways that don't match with our way. They're not a bad person. But we make the mistake of always saying it's everybody else. The women say it's the men. The men say it's the women. But we play a role in it because of the choices we make and the selection process, whether it be a detailed, long drawn out. That's why courtship was a big thing back in the days. Courtship, all courtship is basically that process of actually slow rolling and taking the time to get to know the people that you are potentially going to be with on a deeper level, asking the right questions. And that's what we don't do. Now, I ain't no relationship guru because I'm just as messed up as all of y'all. But that's how I know this stuff. We don't ask the tough questions in the beginning. And you know why we don't ask the tough questions? Because when we really like somebody, you scared that if you ask the tough questions, it's going to scare them off. But I don't really want to ask that this early because, because because you scared you're going to scare her off. But she kind of like me, man. Oh, so you agreeing with everything she say. Everything she say, yeah. I'll be thinking like that too. You right about that. No, good well, you don't agree with that. See? But ask the tough questions in the beginning, because if there's somebody that's really for you, they're going to stand in there and answer those tough questions. Then they're going to hit you with some tough questions. You have to know where your compatibility points are. You see what I'm saying? You have to know. What if you love children and then he don't want no children? But y'all ain't never discussed that till y'all got married. See? What if he doesn't believe in celebrating Christmas? But y'all both love children, and then all of a sudden y'all have never had that discussion, but you love Christmas and you're into all of that. And now he like, man, I don't want my children sitting on Santa Claus' lap. Well, it's just they love it. And now y'all banging it because y'all didn't have that conversation. See? All kinds of angles and aspects to this. Yeah, man, I could be the love doctor tonight. See? Mean boy, do you ever think we will ever do away with the two-party system because I feel like I don't stand with either side? Well, I mean, when the people realize that neither party has been of any benefit to them, with the some, to the rich, they have an interest in it. But I can speak as a black person. Democrats nor Republican have never been our friend. They will present themselves as being for us in their own ways. But it's not about the two-party system being eradicated. It's about the total system being eradicated. And that's what the Most High is in the process of doing now, and bringing America down to where it's nothing, where it won't be no remnants of a Republican or a Democrat or nothing in between, because the system is satanic, period. People like to say the system is broken. No, the system ain't, but the system is doing exactly what it's set up to do. So this whole thing is going to get towed down, not just Republican, Democrat. Nah, America is already in a free fall. It's just the beginning. If you don't know me, lost my voice on the high note, Angela. You will never, never, never know me. See, y'all don't know what's going on right there. See, y'all don't know about that. If you don't know me by now, you will never know. Or if you didn't get to know me then, you're going to find out. That's the remix. That's the 2022 remix of that song. If you didn't get to know me back then, you're going to find out. I got to ask a tough question. The Boogie Down Bronx, the original home of hip hop. What's up, Bronx Net Services? What do you think about the voluntary human extinction movement? What is that? Tell me what it is. Everyone's narcissistic, male, female, and otherwise. Man, that's otherwise? Don't get me started on that. Double-edged sword. Okay, I'm not interested. What you not interested in, Angela? What are you not interested in? Scotty Farrell says, what do you think the mark of the beast will be? The put it in a nutshell, because it's multiple ways to look at that, but it will be whatever causes us, whatever is implemented into us that will cause us to act out in a devilish manner. Because if the book says that the mark of the beast will be on our hands and on our foreheads, in our head, like, that all that means is that which is in your mind will be carried out by the works of your hands. So the mark of the beast is on your forehead and in your hands. Whatever is in your mind of evil, that evil that's implanted in your mind, you will carry that out with the works of your hands. So it could be a multitude of things, but it won't be a physical mark. The physical mark is harmless. It's the actions that are driven by your thoughts, and who provides you with those thoughts, who injects those thoughts into you, who makes you believe what you believe and makes evil to seem like it's the right thing to do. K, is your motto in life to live forever or die trying? Nobody lives forever. Jay, what type of tough questions? Well, I can't tell you what those tough questions will be. It depends on what you are looking for in a mate. You have to determine what those questions are, and you'll know them when they come up, because she's going to say something or he's going to say something that you don't necessarily rock with. Then you're going to have to challenge them on that, and they're going to have to challenge you on it. And the only reason that it's considered to be a tough question is because there's a potential that asking that question might offend them or make them look at you in a certain way, and you might lose whatever it is you think you're trying to get. But in reality, if that happens, you should look at that as a good thing. See, you have to ask the definition. Another definition of tough questions, again, is finding out what that person's philosophies on relationships are, because they might be into some stuff that you ain't into. See? So you done got married, y'all done moved too fast, and you done got married to somebody, and then all of a sudden, if you a sister, then he comes home one day with two women and say, "Hey, baby girl, look, we gonna add, we incorporating them into the family. This is something that I do. We never discussed it." Shh. Okay, now you feeling some kind of way because you ain't into that type of stuff. Gotta just find out who people are, and over time you will. Y'all heard of Aquilio at your 1981? Well, let me say something real quick, DJ Memphis, because I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. But then again, wait a minute. You say if I met you in the restroom at the club, I can't trust you. You might be right about that one, because what is a man and a woman doing in the same restroom at the club? So if you met somebody in the restroom at the club, that might not be what you think it is. But just to the conversation that comes about when people say, "Man, you can't meet the love of your life at the club. You going to the club trying to meet your soulmate. You can't do that." Why not? I don't believe in that. So because that's to say that everybody who goes to the club is just not a good person, or not a person that you can be in a good relationship with, that you can build with. If you were at the club and you consider yourself a good catch, why couldn't he or she that decide that, "Now, I'm gonna go hang out a little bit"? That may not be what they normally do. They may go to club that one time out the year. That's the time you met them. And it turned out to be the best relationship you ever been in. But on the same token, you got people who say, well, man, you got to meet your good woman, man. You got to go to church. And some of them women in the church be the biggest. See? So it ain't about where you meet somebody. That's ridiculous to me. I'm gonna start going to church so I can meet me a good woman, or I can meet me a good man. And some of the church going people be the worst people you ever come across in your life. The location can have something to do with it if there's a certain element that frequents those locations and you connect yourself to someone in that particular element. You go into a spot where a bunch of ladies of the evening might congregate all the time, and then you pull your one. Okay, yeah, you might not made a good choice, but you can randomly meet somebody anywhere, man. Walmart, AutoZone, Home Depot, Dairy Queen, church, the hole in the wall, the after hours. You don't know. You just don't know. Angela says, love don't love nobody. Love is love. See? Love does not take effect. Love does not actively do anything to anyone. It's the individual who does what they do. So people will have a feeling. People will fall in love with somebody. It's like, man, I really love him, man. I love him, whatever the case, right? And the person doesn't treat them back with the same kind of love. Then we're like, oh man, I can't do it no more, man. Because some of us love hard. And when we love hard, the disappointment that comes with the destruction of the relationship is too much for a lot of people to handle. And in some cases, they are not able to recover from it as fast or sometimes at all. Again, that's why I go back to the vetting process, the checking out process, the courting process. Just take your time. And some people just had a thought, oh, it hurt too bad the last time. I ain't never let nobody do that to me. Nope. And you may miss out on the right person for you because you don't want to revisit that pain that you felt from the last clown who didn't even deserve you. But you chose him. So I get it. I understand. Because nobody likes to feel like that. Like, man, this dude just took advantage of me. I gave this dude my all. I did everything. I helped this dude. I built him up. I encouraged him. I was there for him emotionally and financially. I helped this dude, and then this is what he do to me. Nobody will ever get this. My heart is black now. I understand. But it don't have to be that way. Because we got to trust the Creator to put us in a position for the right person and to enhance our selection skills. It don't have to be that way, because it's not meant to be that way. See, that's the thing. We get in that mode and feel like, well, yeah, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. That's not meant to be that way. That's why it's a lot of division between male and female now, because there's 7 billion people on the planet. And as a man, if I'm silly enough as a man to look at the 3 or 4 bad experiences I may have had with a woman, and then I try to judge all women off of that, that's a mistake. I have not met every woman on the planet. Man, these women out here ain't bad. No, man, these women out here are trash. And like, and the women saying the same, nah, you only had a handful. See? What we got, man? Get your hand out of my pocket. Yeah. Open topic, y'all. What's on your mind? This is the time. Corinne, you say you guess you're gonna miss out. Well, I mean, everybody has the choice to make, to determine what they want to do with their life, but it's not guaranteed. I would say this though, if deep in a person's heart they have the desire to want a good relationship, if deep in your heart, even through all of the madness that you may have been through, in your heart of hearts, in your quiet place, you like, I would want that if it was right. If it was the right person, I would want that. Then you pray on it. And that don't mean you run around chasing it with a flashlight in the daytime. It just pray on it. And if you meet somebody, just take your time. Because the one thing that I will agree with a lot of people on here, that is like the world is in such a place now to where it is some needle in a haystack action going on in terms of meeting really, really good people. It's hard. It's hard. I understand. But hard and impossible are not the same word. I get it. Yeah, man, play that Bad Religion. Play that Bad Religion, man. Y'all drop y'all locations for your big brother, man. God, these time flew. We over an hour. Hit the like button if y'all haven't already. Let me know your locations, man. Drop your location so I can see what kind of diversity we got in terms of being all over the place, man. H-Town, Wisconsin. Why did I say Wisconsin? Wisconsin, St. Louis, 3rd Ward. Okay. Florida, Wisconsin again. Australia. Is that Wollongong? Wollongong, Australia. Irving, Texas. My boy Senator Horseman. K-Top. What up, K-Top? Eugene, Oregon. San Juan, Puerto Rico. Much love, Triple. Y'all saw me on the Grind Mode Cypher. Y'all go pull up Grind Mode Cypher on YouTube, and y'all can check out the cypher that your big brother was on. Corinne, did you find that Pitbull's house? Owners? Washington State. That's right. Woo-hoo-hoo. That boy Glandor just said something, boy. I ain't never heard that one before. He say, ladies, dance with God and he'll let the right man cut in. And vice versa to the brothers. West Side, Cali, Washington State. Please come back to Austin, Texas. I'm coming real soon. Hey, look, y'all, let me explain something to y'all real quick. Also, this is the 35th year of the South Park Coalition, 35-year anniversary of the South Park Coalition. We got a big show at the Scout Bar, September the 10th. The whole SPC performing live, man. One set, one stage, the whole crew. Gangsta Nip, Point Blank, Klondike Cat, Murder One, Rapper K, K-Rino, Cliche, PSK 13, who else? SPC 2G, DBX, Rough IQ, everybody, man. The whole South Park Coalition, September the 10th at Scout Boy. Y'all don't want to miss that show. So y'all start getting yourself together. Now you got 3 months. There ain't no excuse. You got to come from out of town. You got 3 months to save up a little chips and book plane tickets and Greyhound, however you going to get here, man. You can ride a donkey out here. I don't care. You just need to be at that show. Is this a question? You say, I was told that I'd go to heaven from my reverend. What about other people who study other religions? That sounds like a rap. I will say in response to that, something that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, or that he taught. He said that, number one, of course, there are other religions and different belief systems, but he said that God would judge everyone out of their own book. So God is not going to look at you as a Catholic and judge you based on the principles that a Muslim would follow. He's going to judge you based off what you say you believe. Los Angeles in the building, Michigan, Morristown, Tennessee, Tunisia, Tennessee, Dallas, Texas, Toledo. Oh, we all over the place, man. East Coast, West Coast, up top, Midwest, down. We all over the place. I've seen everywhere. Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, man. Now, Scotty Pharrell 89 just put something up here that's very interesting that we need to start thinking about as well, man. What we got to start thinking about is in the future of this country, famine. Now, in the minds of people, in the minds of just staunch, down to the bone, American, God loves America type people, you don't see a day in your mind where this country would be struggling or without food. That famine could hit this country the way you've seen it hit other nations. You don't see that. But that's prophesied in the book to come. And now you're starting to see the signs. See, like we talked about those signs in the relationship when you meet somebody, that as time goes on, you start to see signs that will kind of show you what you're going to be in for down the line. We're starting to see signs of famine, food shortages. You're starting to see these things with just all kinds of small little ticks on the radar that's letting you know, that's giving warnings that, hey man, food is getting scarce around here. So this is something that everybody needs to start preparing for now, because if you think when a hurricane is on the way and the grocery stores and the shelves is empty, you think that when it ain't no gas and everybody trying to find a gas station to get us lines down the street to get gas, but eventually it all comes back. What's gonna happen, man, when it ain't coming back? It ain't no food, man. It ain't none coming. Picture that. That's where America is headed. So like the squirrel and like the ant, You store food, you gather and store food in times where food is abundant, for a time when food won't be abundant, it'll be scarce. And the squirrel is down in this little hole just chilling. I'm good for 2 months. I'm good until the winter time's over with. You drove 4 hours? Man. I'm gonna say something real quick, because I like to talk about people finding their purpose and all that, you know. And that's, as Mr. Farrakhan said, the greatest thing in life is to find your purpose and then live it. I'm always amazed at people who have a passion for something, and when they go out, when they set out to do what they had their passion to do, and I look from the outside looking in like, man, that's amazing, because I know I could never do it. So for you to drive 4 hours, just that I've been following the story. You've been trying to find the dog's owner, driving 4 hours. Man, that's amazing to me. Because some people have been like, man, all right, well, he be all right. Angela says, as rich as this country is, you think I'm going to worry about food? Negative. Never seen the righteous forsaken or his seeds begging bread. Yeah, well, America is it's an anomaly. It's a conundrum. They rich, but they really not rich. And also, wealth is not the foundational piece as it relates to having food all the time, Sister Angela, because wealth can purchase food that's already in existence, that's already somewhere. But the origin of the food is centered around what's grown and what comes out of the ground. And a lot of times when throughout history, when God is punishing a nation, he dries up the land. He brings drought. He brings pestilence, and he brings things that will cause the ground to no longer produce the food. And as a result, riches won't be able to compensate for that. But what he also does, he also puts it in us what he's going to do, and then gives us instructions on how to prepare to avert it. So if he's going to bring that famine, he won't just pop it on us. It will be understood, this is coming. You, my people, like you say, the righteous will not be forsaken. But that comes in the form of instructions. Hey, start storing food in your house. Prepare yourself. Be ready. Be ready. Because bad things can happen to good people if good people are not prepared. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, Corinne. Your dedication is unmatched. If y'all haven't seen the interview I did with Yvonne Miles from Helping Hands, Animal Rescue and Rehabilitation, y'all go check it out. It's just a dedication that I'm impressed with, man. It's amazing to me. And that dedication always brings, well, not always, but I would assume more time than not brings the results. Yeah. Scotty Farrell with the bombshell. I agree with that post you just made. Man, a wise man sees trouble on the horizon and prepares as a fool does nothing. Hmm. See, I like to talk to y'all because y'all teach me at the same time. We need to start going back to growing our own crops, farming and buying our own. I don't know about the hogs, but yeah, I agree. The Mormons got it together with preparedness. Yeah, man. We got to get organized, man. You don't want to get caught with your drawers around your ankles. Open topic. Open topic, y'all. Got a few more minutes. Hit the like button if you can. Wonder if we can get to 100 likes tonight. Can we get to 100 likes tonight? Can we get to 100 likes tonight? I want to get to 100 likes tonight. We up to 90. Can we get to 100 likes tonight? John Doe, much love, man. We need 5 more likes tonight. We need 1 more like tonight. Cause we got 99. Made up a whole song, man. What do you think? Is Islam, Christianity, and Judaism the same God? It's only one God, DT. What happens is those who practice Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, in some cases, we create our own versions of God. Then we say we alienate everybody else. It's my God. Watch out. Then we argue over. See, your God says, my God said this. His God said, it ain't but one. If there's all these different gods, where they at? They just sitting up on a panel table, like at a panel discussion, sitting out together and like, hey, Christianity, look what your people done. And Christianity, like, look at yours. Like, nah, ain't but one God. He has many names, but ain't but one. He's not the author of confusion. The confusion of the multiple gods and the titles of the religions and the labels and all that, that came from people. Does commenting help the YouTube algorithm? I don't know if I comment. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. I know the likes and all that have an effect on it, but I don't know about the comments. Don't make me lie. Blessed over you and yours, John Doe. Appreciate that. I'll be performing tomorrow night at I don't remember the name of the place. Man, terrible with that. Ricky Runyon says, everyone talking about the creator. Who would pray to number 3 or 4? I got 103 likes tonight. Appreciate y'all for the 103 likes tonight. Everything is cause and effect, Hungry Joe. A lot of the things that we see going on in the world, they have direct effects. That's why America always got their hand in stuff that they ain't got no business in, because they are resource pirates, resource bandits. They're thieves and robbers and murderers. So all of the things that go on in this nation, um, and other nations as well, have a direct effect on us, because a lot of times when you are in bed with different countries, when America's in bed and working with these different nations, you know, when things go bad, that's why they'll jump in and try to help out this particular. Like, why does America get involved in it? Because they have some kind of vested interest in it. They ain't just being good people and, oh man, we're gonna help those people. No, it's something that they got. It's something that affects their bottom line. That affects their bottom line too. Don't ever think it's just some noble gesture from America. That ain't how it works. Yeah, Triple. I've talked about the versus battle at the very beginning of the of this live stream. We got to go back when it's over with and check it out. I got 106 likes tonight. See, America, Corinne says we're in bed with all of them. You got to understand, what is America called in the Bible? What was one of the terms that was used to describe America in the Bible? And as it relates to the comment you just said, you say we're in bed with all of them, just these different nations or whatever. You know why? America is referred to in scripture as the great whore. The great whore. So yeah, she gonna be in bed with all of them. Whether she's stealing, whether she's getting the train ran on her, America's the great whore. See? All these other answers are right too. But America is the great whore, Babylon, the mystery Babylon. See? They've interacted with all of the nations, but not in the righteous way. Pop Life Studios, what's your process for writing lyrics, man? Hey, man, it starts with an idea, a concept, or it can start with a beat that I like, and the beat tells you where to go. But the process consists of formulating the ideas and the concept, uh, concentrating, removing all distractions before you start your creative process. I typically write late at night because that's when I be up. That's when ain't nobody bothering me and all this different stuff. So you got time to really just lock in and focus 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's when you come up with your best stuff, because you can really zone in. If it's just me, that's my process. America's going down like the Titanic. First will be the last, last will be the first. True words, Joshua. Lawrence Sweatman, yes, sir. I got 107 likes tonight. Yep. You know, Corinne, you know me. Well, yo, 3 to 7. By 7, I'll be asleep. Mine is more from now to 5 a.m. If I go to bed at 7 in the morning, I ain't gonna wake up till 4. Not 4, 4. That's right, Lauren. Y'all bring Angela a steak for dinner. You probably deserve a good steak dinner, Angela. Bring Angela a steak tonight. You need to bring Angela a steak tonight. Who would be your ultimate work with artist? That's easy. Stevie. Stevelyn. Stevelyn Morris, aka Stevie Wonder. Who you got in the NBA Finals? Well, I mean, one team is already there. Miami, they thought Miami was dead. Miami just pulled it off tonight. So this thing could go either way in the East, bro. I don't know who's gonna win. Even though Game 7 is in Miami, Boston could easily go up there and win that game, just like Miami came to Boston and won. So I don't know. That go your steak, Angela? You need to bring Angela a steak tonight and some A1 sauce. Do black people use A1? I don't eat meat no more, so I don't. Do black people use A1 sauce? I know what A1 sauce tastes like. I've had it before back in my meat eating days. I wasn't really big on it. My dad made lunch for Stevie Wonder way back. Wow, that's amazing. Wyland Kirkland, what made you choose Islam over Christianity? Islam gave me a better understanding of myself, and it gave me a better understanding of all that I had learned while I was in Christianity. So it gave me a better appreciation for the teachings that I learned while I was in the church when I was growing up. Ice Mike, where's Ice Mike? Nah, DT, don't play the field, bro. If you find you a good woman, that's it. I don't know how old you are, but my daddy told me something when I was in my 20s that is, you get older, you realize it. I was a young cat in my 20s. My daddy said, hey, man, he said, the older you get, the harder it will be to find you a good woman. Because you get older, you get set in your ways. You kind of know what you're looking for. It's harder to find. So I mean, if you out there in St. Louis and you find you a good one or wherever you are, because the rarity of a woman finding that right man and a man finding that right woman is so rare that it would be foolish to know that you got a good woman and then say, yeah, I know I got a good woman. Let me go over here and see what she talking about. And anybody who's had a good woman and lost it, and it was your fault that you lost it, you kick yourself forever behind it because you're like, man, that's hard. It's hard to find one like that. Some people, you only get one in life. You messed that up 30 years ago and you still ain't found one to match it. So don't play around if you don't have to play around. Don't do that. Jeremiah Rogers, I appreciate the donation, appreciate the love. Hey, big brother K, I'm going to bed. Just wanted to tell you in the chat, good night and God bless her. God bless you, Jeremiah. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for spending a little time with your big brother, man. Thank you for spending a little time with us, man. All of us, not just me. No, sir, Jordan, I don't eat meat. I eat a little fish, but I don't eat pork, chicken, turkey, beef, none of the other stuff. It's the 30-year anniversary of when I stopped eating meat. I stopped eating meat in 1992. So a lot of anniversaries going on this year. Yeah. I got 108 likes tonight. So I'm gonna be singing this song. I'm gonna be changing the words of this for the next 2 days. You like A1? I need to stop eating animals. And we know your favorite animal. We know your favorite animal. B-dubs. You be eating them B-dubs. They got a restaurant in Houston called B-dubs. That's where she likes to eat at. Y'all don't know what the B-dub stands for. You put A1 sauce on your B-dubs? Corinne, you put A1 sauce on your B-dubs? A virtuous woman is worth more than rubies. I'll take the medium rare. Hellraiser, thanks for the donation. God saved me when I was down 3-1, 10 demons deep, laughing at me in my head. 3 hours on the suicide hotline. Machete cuts to the arm. Whoa, yeah, that's right, bro. You said the first line right. God saved you. That's right, man. People, we don't really understand. I'm gonna make a video about how we seem to disregard what other people are going through. We are, man, shake that off, man. You all right? How you know? You don't know if this man all right, if this woman all right. Hold on, Dollar Bill. How you know about them bat wings? Dollar Bill, what you know about them bat wings, man? Oh man, that was funny. I was trying to keep it in house. Dollar Bill know about them bat wings with that A1 sauce on it. So black people use A1 sauce. That's interesting. That's interesting, man. You mute my TV. We're putting A1 on the bat wings. A1 sauce on the bat wings. Oh, so y'all okay? All right. I ain't know. I ain't been in the meat game, man. Y'all eating A1 sauce. All right, hey, I don't know. I bet y'all don't eat Worcestershire sauce. If one of y'all spell Worcestershire without Googling it, I'll send you a free CD. You gotta do it in the next 10 seconds. 9, 8. Oh, they hurry up and put it up there. Nah, man. How y'all do this fast? Stray Dog, that's wrong. Ricky Runyon, I think you got it. Stray Dog. Who y'all came from? Man, come on, man. Somebody put Worcestershire. You spelled it like it sound. Y'all tell me y'all cheated though. Y'all cheated, man. Worcestershire. What do y'all put? What did y'all put? West. Somebody put West Time on there. Worcestershire. Yeah. That's a hell of a word, ain't it? Worcestershire sauce. Well, you gonna lose. You better lose the spelling bee. If that's the word to win the spelling bee, that's the last word to win the championship. And say your word is Worcestershire. I don't care if you 45 years old, you better lose that spelling bee. How you say it? Am I saying it wrong? Worcestershire. Nah, man, we say Worcestershire down here. Down here, we say Worcestershire. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, I bet none of y'all don't use that on your food. Yeah. Windshield wiper. One of y'all spelled windshield wiper. That wasn't no Worcestershire, man. Watch the y'all just put watch the show. What's the word? Somebody said, what's the word? Washer sauce. See, everybody gonna say it different depending on where you're from. Ocean ABC. Was you at the show we did in Denver? What was that? Last month? Yeah, that was last month. Was you at the show? Did you make it? Was you at the show Ocean ABC? Where's your ears? Where's your ear sauce? Oh my God. Yeah. A1 real easy to spell, but not that Worcestershire. Yeah, I spell A1. If y'all misspell A1, something ain't right. Y'all gonna spell A1 AYYYWUN. Somebody spelled it so fast, man. Something wasn't right about that. Oh, you missed it, Ocean? I'll be back. A1. A1. Oh, y'all funny, man. Y'all funny. On the way down, using A1. Yeah, it was cool, man. Thursday night, people came out to support. We didn't have a big crowd, but it was love in there, man. Wish you were here, sauce. Hey, can you pass the wish you were here sauce? Whatchamacallit sauce. What do you, Mr. K, do you think something is going to be done about the recent school mass shooting? I mean, you mean about that particular shooting? I don't think anything is going to be done. I do not like saying this, Jay. It's going to be another one. It's absolutely going to be another one. And this is not something that I wish for at all, of course. But it's just the way that this, particularly young children, they have no respect. There's no emphasis on protecting the people. So you have a school, you have a bank that got money in this bank, and you got armed guards, and the money is in a vault. You can't even get to the vault and all this because they have more love and respect and place more value on their money than they do on the lives of these children. So this individual was just able to just walk right in, you know, no problem. He didn't have to shoot no lock off. He didn't have to shoot through 5 people to get in the door. One of the doors was open and he just walked right in. And there's no type of procedure, no type of protection protocol in place. So there's somebody right now sitting at home, unassuming. We have no idea this is going to happen. Somebody right now, he is already mobilizing and organizing and planning to do the exact same thing that somebody did in Buffalo, the exact same thing that somebody just did in Uvalde, Texas, the exact same thing that had happened in other parts of the country over the past, as long as you can remember. It's always somebody new on deck. So America's not going to change any of the policies that could possibly slow down or eliminate this type of activity. So if the processes don't change, if the security measures are not changed, then the situations won't change, and there'll always be a mass shooting. And America leads the world in mass shootings by a long shot. It's not even close when you compare to other nations, because the policies that they implement are no policies at all. See, you can practically go anywhere and just walk right in. Just large events, just large crowds of people, and people just walk right in. So it's not a big deal for somebody to say the security is breached before even the situation happens, because there's no security at all. So unfortunately, this is gonna happen again. That's why I encourage anybody who got children, man, take your children out these schools, man. Figure out a way to teach your own children. And um, the thing is, a lot of people say, well, man, I gotta work. Man, I can't, I don't have the ability. Man, we gotta figure it out. See, Dennis Shaw said, he quoted a Gangsta Nip line. He said Gangsta Nip talked about the dude that went insane and shot them people in Luby's. That was 20-some years ago. So this type of stuff been going on. Dude just walking Luby's and open fire. It was 20-some years ago. So clearly, in the gun advocates, a lot of them, not all of them, because I'm not going to disrespect all of them, but a lot of the staunch to the bone gun advocates, they don't even want rules put in place to properly vet to see if people are even qualified or in the right mindset to carry a weapon. You know, that alone would reduce all this, because you're talking about the last 2 incidents that were carried out by 18-year-old people, young people who were able to obtain access to this type of weaponry, to obtain access to body armor. At 18, how you're not, see, y'all can say what y'all want to say, but you're not supposed to be able to have access to those kind of weapons. You know, just civilians can I can get an AR-15. I can get, nah, man, I don't care what y'all say. There has to be some kind of rule in place, man. It's harder to get a driver's license than it is to get a weapon. A weapon of that caliber, it's tougher to get a driver's license. You got to go through more. So this is the problem. This is the problem with the country that we live in. That's the issue. So no, it's not gonna stop. So my thing is, man, you know, keep your head on the swivel. But also, if you can remove your children, man, from these killing fields, get them out. Because they already got to deal with the normal problems that exist within in just going to public school, going to school, period, among their peers. Then you got to worry about dropping your child off while you try to go work and make a living, and some fool coming in there and just shooting them up because he got issues. I'm crazy. I'm dissatisfied with myself. I'm dissatisfied with society. I'm dissatisfied with all these different things. So as a result of that, the answer to that, the solution to that, is I'm going to get this weapon and go just kill up some people who ain't got nothing to do with it. Type of people that's among us. So now it ain't going to stop. All of these different things we see, man, are just products of America's just savagery, man. And all these things, just every direction you look, there's something crazy going on in this country. We in that time. Cops didn't even storm inside while it was going on. Of course they didn't. When people show you who they are, believe them. The police only move when they have an advantage. One black dude, ain't got no pistol, ain't got no weapon on him at all. They show up in masses, drawing down, ready to snatch him up, body slam him, put their knee on his neck for 9 minutes. When they got the advantage, oh, they the boldest people on the planet then. But it's a saying that goes, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So They heard them shots popping off inside their school, and now a choice had to be. They look at each other like, which one of us you gonna go in? I'll go in if you go in. Nah, they ain't want to go in. All the numbers that they had in their favor. And they knew it's one gunman in there, but in their mind, they're like, what if I'm the one that get? See, nah, man, this stuff is a joke, man. This stuff is a joke. Got to protect our own. Can't depend on nothing in this country. Bruh. So what checks, because Scotty Farrell says not true, there are many checks you have to go through to get firearms. Depending on where you are. What checks did that young man go through to get his firearm? Do you think that if he went through any types of checks to receive a firearm, do you think that he would have passed? So no, that's not applicable everywhere. There may be certain areas where, okay, you got to do that. But if what you were saying was absolutely the case, then we wouldn't be seeing these mass shootings like we're seeing them. Apparently and obviously, there's an easier way to get these weapons. What kind of weapon did Kyle Rittenhouse have? This dude was, how old was the dude? This dude was 17 years old. See, I haven't even mentioned somebody in their 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s that had, I'm talking about basically children that are having access. You can't tell me that they legally obtained these weapons. Let me see. Well, let me ask the gun people this. If there's any gun people in the chat, I mean, that's cool. That's your right. When you say, if a person tells me, hey, man, I have a gun to protect me and my family, hey, man, you ain't gonna get no argument out of me on that. But what is your take on these people having these high-powered military-style weapons? Why is that necessary? I'm just asking. Do y'all think it's okay for anybody to be able to get one of those? I'm just asking. The Warren fam says they should only take guns from those who use them for anything other than self-defense, supposed to protect the vulnerable, not get rid of them. Well, the problem is, how do you determine that? I have the ability to become whatever I want to become if I'm trying to get what I'm trying to get. I can carry myself like I'm in my right mind and be crazy as all outdoors. I may have no felonies, nothing on my record, but I'm crazy as all outdoors. I'm a time bomb ticking. Oh, well, he checked out pretty good. Gun laws do not do anything. There are so many guns in this country that laws are moot. Criminals do not follow the law. Shh. Well, Murderpedia says proud owner, protect family and against the government. So you got your gun to use on the government? What if you don't live in an area where they hunt? What if you live in a big city? Nothing but buildings and ain't no hunting going on. Why do you need that kind of weapon? Welcome, Anthony Ruiz. Justice says, I'm willing to bet that you think the term assault weapon is a real term. I don't know what it is. I would say this. You know what I mean. So if I say assault weapon and you being a gun expert and aficionado, there's no such thing as the term assault. No, I'm talking about those high-powered weapons, those weapons that you ain't using this just to, and I just got my little pistol on me that I ride with just in case the jackals is out tonight. Nah. The weapon that the guy in Buffalo had. So you're the expert. What is that? What's the term for that? I don't know. Because any weapon is an assault weapon. I can pick up a stick, a branch that I found on the ground and turn that into a weapon that I assault you with. So that could be an assault weapon. So yeah, it is an assault weapon if you assault somebody with the weapon. But just to be technical, since we playing that game, the gun that the guy in Buffalo had, the weapon that the guy in Buffalo had. Do you think, I'm talking to you, whoever said that justice, you think it was all right for him to have that weapon? He should have had any weapon, but you think it's all right for him to have that weapon? Well, high-powered military guns. Yeah, look, tell me. See, we're not going to get caught in semantics. A weapon that just can mow people down. Come on, man. It's a mental health and spiritual problem. Yes, it's more than that too. See, them cats who hunted Ahmaud Arbery down, we wouldn't use mental issues as a reasoning for that. They were just some racists. Let's call it for what it is. Let's call it for what it is. So the Templar of Darkness, you saying you want a weapon like that to fight fire with fire. You saying since the bad guys have nothing but the big high power weapons, best for me to have one too in order to keep up. So you saying you matching, basically. Your justification is to match. I'm just asking the people who will never ever, no matter what they just saw, they saw them people die. I'm asking them, is it necessary? Do you feel it's all right for just anybody to be able to get a weapon like that? Forget what you call it. I'm gonna play your game. Do you think assault weapon is? No, I ain't talking about that. You know the type of gun I'm talking about. Do you think it's all right for anybody who can get one to be able to get one? Won't answer that question, huh? I think his family should have seen signs of somebody closer than teacher. See, still not answering the question. Yeah. You would think his family should have seen signs, but clearly they didn't. You would think people would have read them Facebook posts he put on there before he killed his grandmother and then went up to the school but announced it on Facebook before he did it. Should anybody be able to get those type of guns? See, this is where it gets funny at, because y'all ain't gonna never give it up. Because y'all hold on to that. Like, no matter how many people die, you ain't gonna never say, well, nah, man. Nah, they shouldn't be able to get, nah. Everybody shouldn't be able to get a gun like that, man. It ain't no vetting process that's totally effective because it keep happening. America is a joke, man. That's right. People gonna find a way. See? Bring the Aquafina. No, should be some kind of evaluation prior to. I heard the dude in Buffalo, daddy gave him the gun. Yeah. But the avid gun people, they don't even want regulations. They just want to be wild, wild west. A lot of them, not all of them, but they just want. That's why they don't like to have these kind of conversations because they won't even be logical to say, yeah, that was a horrible tragedy. It does need to be where it just can't know anybody. Just they won't even say that. Well, people should have recognized. They should have saw. But if your baby was in that school, that'd be amazing how when stuff don't happen to you, people are so desensitized. That was your baby in that school, boy. Be going crazy. And see, Glandor say Facebook can notice me playing people's music, but not allow these terrorists to clown on. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens on Facebook that they be right on top of. They be on your head. But somehow, those types of situations, it's almost as if they want it to happen. I'm in Texas, and I definitely think the buying process is too simple, too easy to obtain a high-powered weapon. But I definitely won't go without when I know there's people out there crazy. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna wrestle with you on that. I mean, because if it's cause and effect, if it's like, well, man, hold on, man, he got one of them, I need to have one of them, but you not getting your mind is focusing on leveling the playing field in the event this dude hit the corner and he got one, at least you can give him back what he's trying to give to you. I understand that, but that's not the question that I'm trying to get out of the avid gun people. They won't answer that one. And see, Jimi Hendrix just said it all. See, Australia put a ban on a lot of that type of weaponry, right? And I read this about a year or so ago, where their numbers went down as far as the mass shootings and all that. Because if you don't have access, and if the sick people don't have access, then they're not going to either be able to carry it out, or they're going to figure out another way to do something else, or they're not going to do it at all. But we live in a country that's so addicted to their guns, right? To where it's like, I guess that's why the guy said he bought his gun for the government. Because a lot of people, that's like the day that the government tries to, they fear that a day will come when the government will try to take their guns, and they're going to be like, okay, well, you're going to have to take them with me shooting them. See? And a lot of these racist militias and all that, they got their other reasons for having their guns. See? There are a lot of responsible gun owners. There's a lot of them. A lot of responsible gun owners. I know I have friends that are just totally responsible gun owners. You don't even see their gun. You don't even see it. But you know they got it. Those close to them. You don't walk around flashing and flaunting it and announcing it. Yeah, I got something for them. Nah. Responsible gun owners who only have it for the purpose of protection. But that ain't who I'm talking about. Y'all list 10 things. Y'all list a few things that are way harder to do than it is to get a gun in America. I want to see 10 different things that are harder to do that shouldn't be harder to do. Stray Dog says it's harder to find a good woman than it is to get a gun. Our Garza says it's harder to get a job than it is to get a gun. It's harder to get a loan than it is to get a gun. It's harder to get a passport. It's harder to earn a living wage. Everybody said it's harder to find a good woman. It's harder to run for office. It is harder to repair your credit and to get your credit score up. It's harder to hear truth on TV than it is to get a gun. It's harder to learn how to kickflip on a skateboard. Man. Somebody says it's harder to find Similac. It's harder to find baby formula. Yeah, man. Fifth. It's harder to quit smoking. There's some things that are harder to just do, you know. Like I said, it's harder to get a driver's license, man. Harder to get decent health care. Hey, man, I've been in y'all hair too long, man. Much love, y'all. Peace.